People always warn you not to explore abandoned hospitals at night. They say it's dangerous, unstable, full of mold, asbestos, broken floors. But no one ever tells you the real reason. No one ever tells you what's still inside. The Maddison Ridge Hospital shut down in 1989 after a fire killed 12 patients and injured half the staff. The fire was ruled an accident, but locals swore they saw things in the windows that night. Shadows moving behind the flames. Shapes that didn't look human. Some say that fire didn't kill everyone. Some say it woke something up. We didn't believe any of that. We just wanted a new video. Something insane. Something real. Something that would blow up our channel. We shouldn't have gone. When we pulled up, the first thing we noticed wasn't the building. It was the silence. A total dead quiet that didn't belong in the middle of the woods. No crickets, no wind, no traffic from the main road. Just nothing. The fence around the property was bent like something had pushed through from the inside. Not from the outside, from the inside. We stood at the gate for a long moment. "This is stupid," Chris said. "People come out here, break in, spray paint the walls, make TikToks. It's nothing." But even he didn't sound confident. Tyler raised his camera. "Okay, video starts now. If this footage gets found in some cop's evidence locker, please tell my mom I wasn't doing drugs." We laughed. We shouldn't have. The front doors weren't locked. They weren't even fully closed. They sat there cracked open, like the building had been waiting for us. When we pushed them, they groaned like something heavy was holding them shut from the inside. And when they finally gave way, the smell hit us. Wet metal, burnt plastic, mold, and something else, like old blood. Our flashlights cut through the darkness. The floor was coated in dirt and ash. A rusted wheelchair sat in the middle of the lobby, facing the wall, perfectly centered, like someone placed it there intentionally. "Okay, that's creepy," Tyler whispered. Something clicked in the distance, like metal tapping against tile. Chris said, "Maybe it's a pipe expanding." Except it wasn't coming from walls. It was moving. Fast. The metallic clink 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 traveled across the ceiling, paused, then scuttled away. "Tell me that's a rat," I said. "That's the biggest rat in American history," Tyler muttered. We kept moving. The lobby opened into a long hallway lined with patient rooms. The doors were slightly cracked open, each one identical. As we passed, the light reflected off something. Scratch marks around the door handles. Not human scratch marks. Deep, wide, carved into the wood. We froze. Why would patients claw at the outside of the doors? Tyler asked quietly. They should have been clawing from the inside, trying to get out, not in. We didn't have an answer. The clicking sound started again, but closer, much closer. We followed the hall to a nurse's station. Papers were scattered everywhere, but in strange patterns, spirals, circles, lines. Not random, arranged. Tyler whispered, "Someone's been down here recently." Chris shook his head. "No, something." There was a sound behind us, a soft thud, like a footstep. We spun around. One of the patient room doors slowly creaked open. No wind, no footsteps, no reason. It just opened. "Don't go in there," Chris warned. So, of course, Tyler went in. The room looked normal for an abandoned hospital. Rusted bed frame, shattered window, peeling paint. But the walls were covered with writing. Not graffiti, not tags. Sentences, repeating the same phrase. "He watches when you sleep." Hundreds of times. Carved with something sharp. The air shifted, colder, heavier. My stomach twisted. Then the light flickered, and the writing on the wall changed. I swear to God, it looked fresh. Like someone had just finished carving it seconds before we walked in. Tyler backed up slowly. "Okay, I'm done. I'm actually done." We hurried out of the room. The door slammed shut behind us, with a force that shook the hallway. The clicking sound returned, this time directly above us, scrambling across the ceiling. Chris grabbed my arm. "We need to leave. Now." But Tyler pointed deeper down the hall, toward a metal door marked Ward C, restricted. We said we'd explore the whole place. We came for a video. We're getting a video. Let's go. We argued for 3 minutes. 3 minutes too long. Because while we were arguing, something stood at the end of the hall. We didn't see it at first. when the emergency lights flickered on for a split second, there it was. A tall figure, thin, bent, its limbs too long, its head cocked to the side like it was studying us. No eyes, just a smooth, pale surface, like someone erased its face. When the lights flickered again, it was gone. Chris whispered, "No, this isn't right, this isn't normal." We backed away, but not fast enough. The emergency lights flickered again, briefly, and the figure was closer, 10 feet away. We ran, down the hall, through swinging doors, into the psychiatric wing. The layout made no sense. Hallways looping back into themselves, staircases leading nowhere. The hospital felt alive, shifting, rearranging. By the time we reached the surgical ward, we were lost. Inside, the operating lights were turned on. Not dim, not flickering, fully powered. Someone had electricity in here. A surgical table sat in the center of the room, straps torn, metal restraints twisted like someone had ripped them apart with superhuman strength. And beside the table lay a file, a single patient chart with a photo stapled to it. A young woman. Her eyes were blacked out. Chris picked it up slowly. "Guys, this date, this is from 1992. 3 years after the fire. They were still admitting patients after the hospital closed." There was movement behind the surgical curtain. A shadow. Tall, thin, trembling like it was breathing. Tyler lifted the camera. "Show yourself." The shadow stepped back, then forward again. The curtain rustled. A clawed hand, long, pale, bony, grabbed the curtain's edge. We bolted before it opened. The clicking sound followed us. Faster now. Angry. Down a stairwell, through a service hallway, into the basement. Worst decision of the night. The basement was massive. A maze of storage rooms and broken equipment. Chains hung from the ceiling. Some swung gently like they'd just been touched. We heard breathing. Not ours. Slow. Heavy. Labored. We pressed against a wall, listening. The breathing moved. Closer. I whispered, "Turn off your lights." We stood in the dark, silent. The only sound our racing hearts. Then behind us, a dragging sound, like something pulling a heavy body along the floor. We didn't wait. We ran into the morgue. Inside, the metal drawers were all cracked open an inch, enough to see darkness inside each one. Tyler whispered, "Do not touch anything." One drawer slid open by itself. Another. The room filled with metallic scraping. Something was walking between the drawers. Something big. Something slow. The lights flickered, and for half a second we saw it. A shape crawling along the wall, upside down, its joints bending the wrong way. We screamed and slammed through the back exit door, racing up a maintenance tunnel. The clicking sound echoed behind us, faster, louder, like it was running now. We reached the emergency exit, shoved it open, and flew into the cold air. We didn't stop running until we were in the car with the doors locked and the engine roaring. But the woods were silent. No sound, no movement, just that awful stillness. We drove. Fast. No one spoke for miles. By the time we reached my house, the sky was turning gray with sunrise. We sat in silence until Tyler finally said, "We have to watch the footage." "No," Chris snapped. "Absolutely not. That thing followed us." But Tyler already had the SD card in hand. Inside, we plugged it into the laptop. Every file was corrupted, except one, a video only 2 seconds long. It showed the 3 of us standing in Ward C, filmed from behind the surgical curtain. Before we ever touched it, before we even saw it, someone or something had been waiting, watching, recording. And the last frame was a close-up of a pale, featureless face, inches from the lens, smiling,